so many summers, winters, springs, and falls, and now at last a hero hither strides.
This realm knows not what lies beyond its walls. Its secrets mystify the world outside.
Wait, new voices. Who are they?
Storm Fury.
As golden sunlight fills the firmament, the tabletop engrosses your attent. Perchance peruse these pages thence. They surely represent no ill intent.
Why isn't he reading the files on the desk? Hey, Bobarano, maybe quit showing off and try using words he'll actually understand.
I can either rhyme like a bard, or I can curse like a sailor. And right now, Cape, you are seriously tempting me towards the latter.
Cape, forgive me for breaking the rhyme scheme for a second, but I want to hear your
Captivated by the epic poetry and enthralled by the outstanding storytelling, the Outlanders knew what their next objective was. Namely, to remove the clockwork key from the raised platform up ahead.
Cabe, I just realized you said we all had to speak like bards, but every time you open up your mouth, I don't hear any rhymes.
Yeah, I noticed that too. It's one standard for us and another for you. That's not fair, Cape.
Strong as stone, firm as steel, the Outlander pulls, but it does not yield.
This has happened many times before, but this time is different. A thought enters the Outlander. The Outlander's comrades urge him on. Keep up the attack. Don't give up halfway.
The attack now over. Only one final step remains.
Now it is the time to seize...
But alas, as was the case for all those who had come before, the key still did not move an inch. Wait, what? They got it out?
Yes! Finally! Come on, move your butts! And your legs, assuming they're still in working order. It's showtime!
No hard feelings about your lack of poetic contributions?
Oh, let it go! Ah! Welcome, esteemed and noble Outlander. Allow us to introduce ourselves.
We represent the 3 great clans of this realm.
Our purpose being to await the arrival.
My name is...
You're Cape, he's Albizzi, and you've done so much talking that we can already tell you apart by your voices.
Aren't we missing someone, though? The guy who led us here to...
Who?
And thus was born...
Him.
Well, there's no 4th person, so... Which of you is the ventriloquist? Come on, out with it.
We've never heard that voice before, but he sounds like he'd be good at reading bedtime stories to children.
Well, whoever it is, I don't know and I don't care. Forget about him. We have far more important things to focus on. Like, where our journey goes from here.
That key you hold is the pivot point about which the past and present of the Metropole revolve. However, between our 3 clans, there is some dispute over the historical record.
Each clan has its own version of history, detailing the clan's origins and the tale of the dragon of old. And unfortunately, we don't know which one is the truth.
Dragon? You mean the one that's been acting up recently?
Oh, no, not that one, you adorable little pixie. When I say dragon of old...
He means a dragon that would be really, really old if it was still with us today, but it was defeated in ancient times. The new one has nothing to do with our clan history.
Was that...
Not just explore it.
What we need to figure out is...
The moment you removed the key from where it was Noble Traveler Marquis, we ask you to help us. You and your talking Puss in...
Puss in Boots? Are you serious? It's better than demon...
Embrace it, my friend, embrace it. Most cats...
I'm not even a cat, I'm a Nekomata. Now that you know the word, I expect you to use it.
Please allow me to lead you all to a sacred memorial site. It will be much easier to explain what needs to be done. This place is sacred to my clan. It's where our brave forefathers once took up arms against the dragon of old. After a bitter battle that dragged on for many days and nights, finally, our forefathers fought the dragon into submission, and it fled. They took turns, though. Some forefathers worked the day shift, while others worked the night shift. So they say. It's just a legend, though.
Wait a second? Did I just hear you admit that your clan's history is just a legend?
History, legend, who cares? My clan was definitely courageous, that's the point. That's the truth. And isn't the truth what we've all been arguing about non-stop for all these years?
CapMad's words gave the traveler food for thought. Could it be that the truth in a fictional world is equivalent to fiction in the real world? But that would have to wait. Apparently, CapMad was not alone in his pilgrimage to this sacred site. Unwanted company had arrived. The traveler and the talking cat, Nekomata, decided to teach them some manners.
True display of heroism and valor. It was as if the spirits of my ancestors were fighting through you.
Here's a thought. Could be wrong, but maybe the Traveler Marquis is a lot more powerful than
Your martial prowess and show of courage are more... Now, let's get down to this. As we all know, time is but an illusion. Time may flow line by line, page by page, or frame by frame, but usually it flows in the form of springs and gears.
And that clockwork key you have in your hand can turn back time and make the past reappear.
Well, actually, my view is that the illusion of time is more of a problem of consciousness. Gears power the body, while the body is the vessel of the conscious mind. But the mind cannot understand the dimension of time, so we experience instead an endless continuum of moments as the pinion of now turns along the rack of ages.
I'm getting flashbacks to when I was delivering packages to the Sumeru Academia.
A teacher once asked Albitz. The teacher then turned.
The manuscript, Exactly. So in a few moments, when the great clockwork key...
Hold on, is...
well, the general shapes of the configurations have been... To address your other concern, when the house is...
The Traveler Marquis prepares to insert...
I guess we should start here?
Why don't you give it another try?
Behold, feast your eyes. Rejoice!
I don't believe.
Don't lose heart, Albizzi. It does not follow.
That might be the most...
And yet, it seems the party decided.
Isn't a narrator supposed... Oh, whatever. I'm in a good mood. Let's do it.
Let's do my clan next. I'll lead the way.
We'll need the key again, right? Let me see if I can pull it out. Yoink!
The party finds no pedestal in which to place the great.
Where's your clan's pedestal? Let me guess. You hid it away in advance to save yourself the
You done? Okay. Now...
Misinformation, half-truth...
Ah, shut up, Cape.
Shut up, Cape.
I swear, if I wind up dead one day, the murderer was Boberon.
My clan's claim to fame is that we outwitted the dragon of old and stole its treasure. Ergo, all...
So, next step is...
Almost. There's one step before that. The door is protected by a smart interrogation system.
Jeez. Well, do you at least know the answer?
The correction fluid of time has dyed white the pages of the Book of Wisdom. But worry not. I had a quick word with the constabulary in advance. They'll ignore the alert.
Question 1. Who is it?
The great yokai, Nekomata in boots.
And the trusty travel guide, Pixie! Travel guide.
Question 2. By which virtue did the ancients defeat the dragon?
If this is the right answer, I swear I'll...
Correct!
What? A barefaced lie.
Question 3. Which is more real? The fiction of the outside world, or the truth of this world?
Hear, hear! Who can be sure that the outside world isn't just a dream? And that when the dreamer wakes up, they won't just find themselves in... There is no way to know, therefore...
All correct. You may have the key, Pedant.
Traveler Marquis, you know what must be done. Please insert the great clockwork key. Oh, and this is my family crest.
Do we really need this one?
Now,
What elaborate
if anyone's listening...
Does this mean that...
Given that my clan's wisdom is such a subject of ridicule in your eyes, I will now appeal to my own personal and it seems likely that the claims made by each of our clans regarding
Oberano?
Oh, I get what's going on. Once, when I was drinking with Gujiyai, she bet me a round of dried fish that I couldn't guess which cup the umeboshi was under. Whichever one I guessed, I was always wrong, and Gujiyai would lift a different cup to reveal the But then, I learned later from one of the shrine maidens, Miyuki, that all of the cups had an umeboshi under them. Just goes to show.
Oh, don't mind Fox Lady. That's just her.
Actually, that reminds me. We can now open these 3 treasure chests. And unlike the...
Cool. Well, once you've plundered the last of Oberano's family wealth, we can...
Guess I'll take the clockwork key again then. Yoink!
Take it and have fun. Behold! Too slow. Quit following me. Too slow.
Despite Albizzi's cohort of cruisers, somebody, no doubt, has clever ideas. Surely we could avoid a conflict with the guard, the giant guard tower. If we could
Up
just
ahead
try to
is my
understand
clan's
one another.
gigantified guard.
You could, of course, just
He can
take
be
the
a little
path you left
pig-headed, and he's
around.
incredible.
Some people are
But wasn't
gluttons for
Cappy's clan the
punishment.
one that's all about
It's all
strength?
part of the experience, I suppose.
So,
Oh, the guard is one of Cap8's people. Size is a coveted trait in the clan of strength, after all. Mine is the clan of empathy. And our key
what's empathetic about that?
Our ancestors believed that, just maybe, the dragon of old didn't mean us any harm at all. So, they drank the growth serum and grew even larger than the dragon. Then, they... The serum isn't what it once was, though. Nowadays, it doesn't make you grow all that much, and it actually makes you lose your empathy. So, I advise we take a detour. Everyone, I have returned. I come with the long-awaited Marquis and their followers to search for the lost origins of our clan.
Well, we weren't told anything about that this morning. Get out of here. Leave us alone.
You and Albizzi only wanted to strike up a conversation with the guard. But since greeting you wasn't one of the items included in today's schedule, the relationship quickly soured. If you're just on the way in, why not consider taking the path on your left? Determined, presumably, to always do...
We should be getting close.
Why is this place so full of junk? Are you the kind of people who never throw away the... we'll never find the Oracle
Never mind that. We have a more pressing issue.
Wisdom too, huh? Well, you guys have a bit of everything, don't ya?
Over here! I found it! don't want to alert the guard. I'll go.
Hey, can't you destroy the boxes a little more quietly?
Apparently that was incorrect. But don't blame yourself, it's Albizi's clan's fault for taking terrible care of their family crest. How could they let something so important get so dirty?
This is the last one. The signature.
Just as we suspect.
I get you. It's like in Inazuma, when there were only... But by the time book number 88 came out, nobody wanted to read it.
A brief moment of joy is drowned out by a growing feeling of melancholy. Anyone? Anyone?
That's exactly what Paimon was wondering, but Boborano kind of... So Paimon was worried she'd look stupid for asking.
It's not a stupid question at all, my dear little pixie. While I did postulate that different truths may coexist, the problem is, all three truths are the history of the exact same thing, namely the dragon and the Metropole's origins.
Suddenly, the sound of a bell rings out.
The bell! It rang once! What does that mean again? Ah, yes! Highest level of emergency! Everyone, to the main entrance! Stat! Bring all the glue traps and place them outside the gates!
The whole city is on the lookout, and there's only one way out. It's the path right in front of you.
Why'd they ring the bell anyway? Also, why is one ring the highest level of emergency?
Obviously because you have to respond fast when it's an emergency. It'd be a bit too late if they waited till the 99th ring.
They're outside! After them!
That's exactly what Paimon was wondering, but Boborano kind of... So Paimon was worried she'd look stupid for asking.
A brief moment of joy is drowned out by a growing feeling of melancholy. Anyone? Anyone?
Arrest these suspicious individuals, and the bell! It rang once! What does that mean again? Ah, yes! Highest level of emergency! Everyone to the main entrance! Stat! Bring all the glue traps and place them outside the gates!
The whole city is on the lookout, and there's only one way out. It's the path right in front of you.
Why'd they ring the bell anyway? Also, why is one ring the highest level of emergency?
Obviously, because you have to respond fast when it's an emergency.
They're outside! After them!
We made it out. Don't know if we'll still be needing this.
Okay, but back to the truth problem. There are 3.
I don't know. I doubt anyone here in Simulanka can make sense of it. All we do know is that
She is the goddess.
The reason we argued about who was as surely as we will.
we will never argue.
Is that all there is to it? Is this where the decision... Overthinking it would be equally point...
Could you be any more cryptic?
Whatever happens, today was a breakthrough.
Me too.
And me.
Let's leave it there for today then.
What a beautiful day, thought the traveller, before he was overcome by a creeping... Behold! The voice in his head grew louder. Must.
Huh? What's this?
Wait. This looks like the stop. Guess we'd better hurry.
Pendulum Lane is just up ahead. Something must have happened here after all. Everyone's crowded around.
Oh my god, this is terrible! I don't understand. The 3 great clans of Constellation Metropole.
What happened? Oh no.
How did this happen?
Captain, you idiot! Wake up! You need to revise your last words or everyone's gonna...
Last words? What did he say?
Ahem. If I wind up dead one day, the murderer was Boberano.
Ugh, you could have at least pretended to not remember it.
I'm sorry, Boberano, but this is an interrogation. I have to give the detective...
Don't worry, Boberano. I don't consider you a suspect, nor do I have the authority to charge anyone with a crime. So, are you the last people to have had contact with him? My sincere condolences. You were travel companions, right? It's a real tragedy. I'm afraid he'll be out cold for another hour and a half, at least.
Huh?
Yeah, I know. It's despicable. Hitting someone in the back of the head is the second worst act of cruelty there is. The first being...
So, Cape's...
his gears, metal frame and shell are all still in excellent condition. Just his, energy. Wait. But surely you can't be suggesting that just because Cape isn't broken...
No! There's a need! Huge need!
Unfortunately, this is rapidly turning into a cold case. There's no evidence and no witnesses. Unless there's an official clockwork Then suddenly the long-lost dragon of old flew across the sky.
Where?
I didn't see anything. Wait, why can't I move?
Oh, my mistake. It was just a cloud. Or a bird. Or something. If only we could turn time backwards and replay the crime.
Isn't that one of those, clockwork socket things right behind you?
Ah, so it is. No wonder everyone here is suddenly struggling to move. Traveller, if you please.
The crime scene's too chaotic. I can't make heads or tails of it.
You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem.
Well, that clears it up. Cape was walking along the street, and he suddenly collapsed.
What? So case closed? Aren't you supposed to investigate a little more?
Well, we literally replayed the crime scene and saw it with our own eyes. There's no need for any evidence gathering or powers of deduction now. Like how Constellation Metropole has 3 histories, each of which...
But didn't you say Cape was struck in the back of the head and knocked unconscious?
For all I know, he could have bashed his head against a toilet bowl before leaving the house. Then walked here in a daze before finally... As for why he might have done that... With the Supreme Clan question left unanswered and the tension in Constellation Metropole, only then would the city feel alive again.
Do we really think he's capable of that, though? Sounds like a pretty
Traveler, something about the crime scene isn't sitting right with me. Also, anything outside of the immediate area won't have appeared in the replay. Is it possible that something was missing from the scene? Why don't we search the area?
Wait, what are you doing?
Oh, we're gonna head to Cape's house to...
You're not from these parts, are you?
Yep, that's right. Why? What's up?
Ah, well, I was gonna offer you a great job in the toy... to keep the Toytanium, and in terms of...
I'm not...
Welcome to Paimon.
Mind you,
Sounds... Still, a missing pickaxe.
Too slow.
Come here. A bottle of growth serum has gone missing. If someone's stolen, there's a whole investigation into it, so I gotta close the shop while I do an inventory.
Too slow.
Hello there.
Have you seen my spear, by any chance? Someone was
There's a spear here. It looks so mysterious. Let's take it.
Squall and Fury. The wind rises. Squall and Fury.
There's a strange potion bottle here. Looks so weird. Let's take it.
Too slow.
A pickaxe? What is it doing all the way down here? There's gotta be a story behind it. Let's take it.
Let's say one of these was the weapon used in the assault. Which one do you think it is? If it was the growths...
Also, the bottle prop...
Let's say one of the...
If it was the pickaxe, Cappe sure is lucky it's not...
Actually, you're wrong there, Paimon. The foreman at the mine was just saying, this kind of pickaxe is designed not to damage titanium. But you could probably knock someone out if you hit them hard enough. Let's take this back to the crime scene and replay it.
Ah, you're back. How was the toilet? Cappe's out.
Toilet? What about it? Yeah, forget that.
What's this about? What are you trying to say?
We thought the way Cappe fell looked odd, so we searched the area for It could have been deliberately placed out of range of the crime scene so it wouldn't show up when we replayed it. Now...
I just remembered I forgot to turn off the clock.
Oh no, you stay right there.
We should be good now.
There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence.
So you're the attacker!
So, it was you!
I would congratulate you for cracking the case, but since I did such an abysmal job of covering my tracks, so all I can... Catch me if you can!
We have a runner! That's it! Let me at him!
The would-be Marquis of Carabas dispatched the Necromata in boots, who ran off in pursuit of the poor little minion. The minion's poor little lower back was protesting painfully against the intense physical activity. He decided to take the elevator, giving him a moment to catch his breath. Really? His lower back asked. But the minion had no other choice. He resolved to make the jump down. By this point, the Necromata in boots was gasping for air. The minion was huffing and puffing, even more loudly. But we'll ignore that.
I'm not! Don't underestimate the gold-level courier of the Komania Express!
A characteristically catty response from the Necromata. Tell me, what do you hope to gain from bullying me?
I get to let off some steam!
Ha-ha! You fell into my trap. In fact, all the glue in this world is created by me, using my narrator powers. I make it and the residents just gather what they need.
Rats! Oh, I'm so jealous of you guys right now. You can just jump out of your shoes and keep running, but Wait, I'm wearing boots this time.
The unnamed minion made a last-ditch escape attempt. He began his long climb, up the wall, the tall wall. He began his long climb up the tall wall.
You call that a tall wall? In urgent Neko parcel mode, I'll scale it in no time.
I'm beat. I surrender.
You've got nowhere left to run.
All right. I confess.
That was fast.
Getting caught by you here was a backup plan. I don't know if what I've done will make things better or not. Time to come clean. I am the narrator. The one who's been guiding you all this You're over... Anyway, I only did...
Why are you suddenly spilling the...
I poured my heart and soul into all this. I was worried you wouldn't ask. The truth is, I was one of the first conscious beings ever made by the goddess of creation. And I've known for a long time that this... I know they say that fairy tales are just made up for kids to read. But I refuse to believe... The reason why Constellation Metropole has 3 origin stories is that the goddess of fate wrote 3 drafts and couldn't decide which one she liked best. Then her cat trod all over them, and they all got crumpled together, so the 3 worlds just sort of folded into one. The goddess of fate was torn between them anyway, since she couldn't so when she saw what the cat had done, she simply decided to go with all 3.
Who'd have thought? Well, what is any of this?
You're not a fictional character, so you couldn't hope to understand my sorrow. Honestly, I don't... Every day that I experience, every interaction I have with another person, is it really all just a work of... The only reason the 3 great clans wanted to find out the truth was for the pointless task of electing the supreme clan. But as it turned out, they just accepted it. I have to motivate them to keep looking for answers, now that they think... And I have to figure out, once...
Aww.
That's my full confession. Time for you to take me back. I'm guessing I'll probably be... Oh, also, pass this message on to Cape, Bobarano, and Albizzi, if you could. The Great Clockwork Key was originally... If the 3 of them had any ability to cooperate whatsoever, they'd have been able to remove it. Over all these years, not once have they ever tried to remove...
Oh, my poor child. There's one...
Ah! Whose voice is that? Detective?
The reason fairy tales are suitable for children is that they help. Fairy tales may be works of fiction, but at their heart lies an internal logic. But let there be no doubt. The world within fairy tale...
Goddess!
The line that separates footnotes from narrative can never be crossed. Never the two But now you wish to break free from the story. And there's a cat nearby.
Nekomata!
Just... You're right.
Oh, poor detective.
So... We're...
My head's spinning. Albizzi just gave me a quick run.
Sorta. We chased him until he surrendered.
Does he really think we didn't try that? 'Cause we did.
Ah, that was my bad. I thought it was a stupid idea at the time, so
I also sort of...
You! Never mind. I'm partly to blame as well.
You guys are so lazy. My granny's neighbor's pet cat has nothing on you, and it spends all day, every day.
Anyway, you said you heard the voice.
There is a world beyond...
What would you guys say to taking a trip to the outside world sometime?
depends. Do either of you know how to get there? But yes, I agree. But maybe the reason we've never worried about whether we're real or not is that, unlike him, if someone ever convinced me that these delight...